In this video, I will present to you the 9 basic classes you can find in Grim Dawn, and I will also give you a simple and easy to remember example of the same class you can find in other well-known games. Class-wise, Grim Dawn is the most incredible ARPG ever created. I mean, that game is not new. It's already 5 years old. It was released in February 2016. But in the class system, at least for me, it was always such a great game to come back to. Let me explain why. It's because you have, right from the start, a possibility of choosing between 9 different classes if you have all the DLC. Because there was 6 original classes, then 2 was added with Ashes of Malmouth, and then with Forgotten Gods, we got 1 more. So that's a total of 9. But what is amazing about Grim Dawn is that at level 10, you can choose a second class. So I did the math, and I think I'm right here. That gives you the possibility of experimenting with 45 different combinations of classes. That's pretty amazing. And that's why I want to present to you at least the 9 first classes so you understand a little bit what they're doing. And I will talk at the end a little bit about some of the combos that I tried and I really liked. I thought that the best way to show you all of this is to go directly into the game, so I have prepared a little bit something for you. Here we are in Grim Dawn right now. As you can see, I have the latest DLC Forgotten Gods that is installed. So I will have the choice between 9 different classes. I told you it was right from the start, but that's not exactly true. You choose your first class at level 2. So I already prepared a little guy here called Shirlu Games. And we're going to go into the game, and I already put him up to level 2. That takes approximately 30 seconds, maybe a minute if you take your time. And boom, here you are, level 2. So let's go dive in. I will go here into the skill window, and here I have the choice for my first class. Just so you know, I won't go into all the details of all the skill tree that each class has, because we would be here for hours, but I'll give you an overview of what each class is all about. So first of all, let's go into the soldier here, which is probably one that will be easy. It's a tank, and he has a lot of attacks that will disabilitate his counterpart or slow them, so you have more time to hit them, you know, and they won't go away. Of course, the use of the shield is probably the biggest thing here. He's one of the only one who has bonuses to use a shield and special skills to do it. And also, of course, like all the different tanks, he will have some kind of passive points where he can up his physical damage, his health, his shield block chance, constitution, health regeneration, physical damage, element resistance, you know, the basic stuff you would find in a tank. The soldier is what you're looking for. The second one is the demolitionist. Well, this one is hard to connect to another class in other games, but the name is so revealing. The fact that he's called a demolitionist should give you some insight of what he's doing. So of course, he can boost up any of his weapon to do more damage, but he has a Molotov cocktail that will explode and do fire damage on the ground. He will have pipe bombs, he will have grenades, you know, everything that is a fire, he will have it, and he will wreak havoc on everything he sees. I mean, if you like to see things burn, well, the demolitionist is for you. Personally, I like to play him with range weapon, but I saw a lot of people playing also with melee weapon. But hey, the demolitionist, he has a special place in my heart. The occultist is not that easy to explain either. The occultist is a little bit strange. He's kind of a mix between a summoner and a mage. Let's go in here a little bit. So yes, he can have a pet, which is familiar, which is a crow in that case. That could be become really strong down the road. He has also some hellhounds that could accompany him. He will use a lot of poison damage. Also, he has a poison nova. He has a basic attack where he shoots poison or acid, they call it in this game. So it's a character that will have pets. He will have damage. He will have control. He will have a lot of siphon, you know, and some curses also. He's kind of a mix of many things, but he's so fun to play because of all those mechanics you have in there. You can have a really complex character when you choose the Occultist. The Nightblade is easy. He's a rogue. Basically, I mean, you all know what rogues do, and the first big thing you will see is that one over here, the dual blades. He's the only one that can have that, and of course, that is one of the huge reasons to take him, is to have that advantage. Other than that, he will have a little bit of poison, a little bit of shadow magic. He will teleport, he will create illusions, he will throw shadow daggers, they call it Phantasmal Blade. So yeah, so if you like the rogue system, poisoning people, running around, you know, just disappearing, backstabbing people, using dual knife or something, well, that's the one for you. So yeah, he's a rogue. The next one is also really familiar. He's called the Arcanist. He could have been called a mage or a sorcerer because that's what he does. That guy is a magical creature. He just throws, you know, here you go, you have the magic missile, which is a classic if you've played World of Warcraft. This is one of his tool. He can upgrade his weapon also to do some arcane damage. He will use electricity, fire. He will have a frost nova and some meteorite coming from the skies. You know, what you can expect from a mage or a sorcerer. The shaman here, well, is also something that you will be a little bit more familiar with. Basically, he's a druid. A druid? Always have trouble saying that. I'm happy that he's called a shaman because druid is not easy to say for me. So he has a little bit of summon. He will have those, what are they called? Briathorn? They're kind of big dogs, you know, coming from hell. I'm not sure where they're coming from, but he will have classic like a grasping vine, which will slow people down and do a little bit of damage while doing it. He will have a little bit of electricity also, and be able to upgrade his weapon too. So yeah, basically he's the druid you're looking for. He will slow people down, have some beast, and do electric damage. You know, yeah, he's pretty standard, but also really fun to play. Now we're getting into the classes that came after the game in the DLC, and this one, the Inquisitor, was probably the most expected one for only one reason, and you'll see it right away. The thing is, over here in the corner, a range expertise, which is dual wielding for ranged weapon. So you can be kind of a magical cowboy. I mean, that's that's the best definition I can have. You know, you take your two guns, you start shooting, and instead of being bullets, it's electricity, it's fire. Also, he has runes to protect himself or to do damage or create special situation. I mean, the Inquisitor is really interesting. Back in the day when I was playing a lot of that game, a lot of people were taking Inquisitor as a second class just for that one reason, to be able to dual wield a ranged weapon. But he has much more interesting thing in his kit that I think we could go deeper in another video on him. Then we have the Necromancer. The Necromancer, you will never believe what he can do. Well, right from the start, he can raise skeleton. I know, you were not expecting that. This is a big surprise. And of course, he will have a lot of poison, and he will have Drain Essence, which is a siphoning of the essence of the people, which will give him either vitality or mana or different stuff, depending on what you choose. But again, the Necromancer here, nothing that different. I mean, if you know the spirit in which most Necromancer are built in the RPG, you won't get lost with this one. And finally, the Oathkeeper that came at the last one, the one from the expansion Forgotten Gods. And the Oathkeeper is a little bit weird. He's a little bit special. He's kind of an evil paladin. I don't know if that makes sense. He's the other one that has some ability with his shield. A lot of those requires a shield to get the bonus or to get the skill. So if you want to choose it as a first or a second class, it could be a good combination with the soldier because you can then pile up what you can do with your shield, which is kind of interesting. Beyond that, you will have some fire damage, some judgment. You know, there are a lot of terms that are present here, like presence or virtue, refer to the language we usually use that we normally use for paladin or priest. So yeah, he's a strange one. I didn't play a lot of the Oathkeeper, but he's really interesting and he can do some crazy stuff. For me, when I played it, I coupled him with Soldier. I went really classic, and it was a beast. I mean, he was so good with his shield and ditching so much damage. That was really impressive. So this is the kind of the first overview I wanted to give you of all 9 classes. But remember something, at level 10, you will be able to choose a second class. And like I said at the beginning of the video, maybe you missed it. I did the math, and that gives you the possibility of having 45 different classes. 45! So you can have 45 different characters in your roster, and none of them will have the same class and exactly the same playstyle. If that is not enough class for you, that's why at the beginning of the video I told you that Grim Dawn for me is unmatched on the class system. I promise you that I would show you at least one build, a combination of 2 classes that I really love. And here we go. And so this is a combination of Demolitionist and Inquisitor, and I just love what that guy do. I mean, like I said, so much demolition potential, and look at that dual wielding pistols. I mean, that guy has no chance whatsoever. There you go. That was a pipe bomb. Cannot go that way. Okay, here you go, buddy. Let's throw the pipe bomb. Boom! So yeah, so that's the combination of Demolitionist and Inquisitor. It's called a Purifier, and that's one of my favorite class so far. I'm having so much fun with that guy. I hope you will try it on. If you did, or if you're gonna do it, leave me a comment down below about the Purifier. So those were the classes in Grim Dawn. I hope you enjoyed. That was just an overview. If you want more detail about that game and about the classes and about the combination of classes that you can try in the game, leave me a comment down below. I would be happy to come back to this game and show you more about it and show you the different crossover you can do with all those possibilities of classes. So thank you for being here, and if you enjoyed this video, I invite you to go watch one of those 2 videos next.